just get the recorder going, and I'll start my little timer so that I know to end it on time, and away we'll go. Hi, welcome to another episode of Beyond Retirement. I'm Jackie Doucette, and I'm very excited to have Melissa Twigg with me today. Melissa's a semi-retired salon owner, and she's a former platform artist. She's got a Facebook and a YouTube channel, Melissa Twigg Talks 1, about beauty and inspiration. She's now formally an empty nester, and she's in the process of launching her company, Empty Nester, where she plans to write ebook guides and share products that really work for a senior traveler. Thanks for being here today, Melissa.
Thank you so much for having me, Jackie. This is such a pleasure.
I'm really excited to hear what wonderful nuggets of knowledge you've got for us today.
Yeah.
So with Beyond Retirement, what I'm sharing with my listeners is the idea that there is life outside a 9-to-5 career. Most people are doing their 9-to-5 job and they're looking towards retirement. But while that gives you some security and maybe retirement is what you're looking for just by itself, there are so many other things out there that you can be doing, so many ways to spend your time, so many ways to make money and support yourself and ultimately get some freedom. This particular episode is going to be a very quick one, and I've only got one question for you today. You've got some experience with heading out on your own, starting fresh, so to speak. So along that theme, what's the number one piece of advice that you would give to someone who's thinking about walking away from their job?
Well, I'm kind of a secure person. So I did, instead of exactly sitting the fence, I made myself valuable enough to be able to go to walk myself down to part-time personally. I'm also looking at different careers, different ways to earn an income so that I can formally retire. And retirement's not necessarily the end of the road. It's just another bend in the road. And you'll find when you do retire that you don't have any idea what you did with those 40 to 50 hours a week that you had before, if you continue to grow and build. And that's what I tell everybody. There's just so many things between charities that need you, between part-time jobs or something that you can do online, then you will find yourself more busy than ever. And if you are miserable in your job, that's even more reason to do it. If you're scared, I just say that you should find a way to back down from where you are versus jumping off the fence if you are worried about that.
Okay. So you say there's so many different things. You talk about charities, you talk about part-time work. How would somebody go about finding things like that?
Well, I have a policy in our house. We call YouTube University. So all you would have to do is go to YouTube University and type in career changes after 50, things I can do online, part-time jobs that I can have. And what will happen is YouTube will continue to guide you through, and they will find out what you're looking for, and then they'll guide you to the next video, the next video, and the next video. And then you can make some contacts. You can learn how to do ebooks. You can learn how to do a Shopify store. You can sell products. You can sell things on Etsy. You can sell your things, period, and downsize, which is what I did. You can cut your cost. You know, I sold everything I could and gave away the rest. And now I have what I call a nest, and it has two F words. It either has to be favorite or functional. And if it's not one of my favorite things or not a functional thing, it's not in my new home that's tiny. And I use that as my nest, and I travel, and I'm absolutely thrilled with it. So you've got to lower the bills. You got to get out of debt, lower the bills, and then find something if you cannot sustain after. And budgeting, goodness, people just don't budget like they should, and they don't have a clear idea of what they're spending. So I couldn't encourage people more than to start now. If you're on that fence, start right this minute and start writing down every single time you spend a dime. Put a bag, a Ziploc bag if it has to be, inside your car. So every time you buy a soda or a coffee, it goes inside that bag, so you can really, really get an idea of what you're spending, so you can see if you can do this or not. It's so important not to jump off the fence not knowing. Jumping off blindly is not a good thing, but jumping off well educated and ready is.
Right. That's kind of the key, isn't it? You don't just jump off blindly hoping that there's something there to catch you.
Yeah, and then the next thing you know, you end up in a really bad position. So it is more difficult for people who are older to get jobs once they leave their jobs. So it's important that you do have either always consider consulting, working part-time for the company that you're with now if you're happy with them. Consulting, I've had people that have left their job. I own a salon, and I've had people who have left their job and they're more busy than ever consulting. They're making more money than ever consulting because the people didn't want them to retire in the first place, and then one job led to another, and they actually have a much more robust second career than they had the first time, if that's what you're looking for.
Right. I guess, and that's the key, isn't it?
Yeah.
It all depends what you're looking for.
And that's another thing that I would say is to get a life plan together. Start writing down what you want, writing down that budget. You know, nothing is, if you just continue to talk about it without writing it down, without putting pencil to paper, or writing in your notes in your computer or your smartphone, every time you think of something, every time you spend something, write down the things that you need to make sure that you are going to feel comfortable in this new position, because there are plenty of things to do, and it's just according to what your goal is. But if you don't know where you're going, I mean, it's according to what you want. So you gotta define that first.
Yeah, that's the key. What you want out of your life. If you don't know that, you're not going anywhere.
Exactly.
Well, that's great. Thank you very much, Melissa. If someone wanted to get in touch with you and talk to you a little bit more about your travels or all the things that you're doing, your YouTube channel, how would they do that?
Well, the YouTube channel is Melissa Twigg Talks, and I'm about to get back robustly into that because I have been traveling South America for 4 months now, and so I'm about to start an ebook. But I'll be doing more on the YouTube channel. But my main channel is Melissa Twigg Talks One, and it's on Facebook. And you can find me there. You can message me there, and that's probably the very best way to get in touch with me.
Perfect. I'll make sure that the links to those are in the show notes.
Okay.
Thank you very much for being here today. I really appreciate it.
You're very welcome. I enjoyed it, and I wish all of your listeners and you all the best.
Thank you so much. Oh.
There's plenty of other things that I've got to do, so it's no big deal.
So I put it back on. We're recording again. So now I know you've done a lot of traveling, and you've got lots of experience looking at your little blurb on the podcaster host or guest website. And some of the questions there were kind of interesting, and I'm hoping that maybe you can talk a little bit about them. One of the questions, if someone's preparing for a long-term travel, what would you tell them to pack, and what would you tell them to forget about bringing altogether?
Well, I'm actually going to do an ebook to help people who are going to be traveling long term. And my main suggestion is that you start a list the day that you decide you're going on a trip. You start 3 lists actually. And one list is the toiletries list. That's your makeup, your everything you need for your skincare, your hair care, your shampoos, etc. And as you put those in, I literally just kept a piece of paper on the tape to the mirror. And then you have another list that are things that you have to get done. And those things include making sure that your legal paperwork is in order. It also includes making sure that all of your banks and credit cards are contacted. You have the vaccines that you need that are required. You have a visa, you have your passport, everything in order. And then the other thing is your clothing and anything else you'll take that's not your toiletries. And I always recommend black bottoms, and that means in my case I brought black dress pants, black yoga pants, and I bought a tennis skirt because I had to go from winter to summer and then kind of somewhere in between, but black bottoms are the key. And then making sure that you have everything in order 10 days before you strike out. And I say that because it's easy now to order on Amazon and get something 2 days out from that. And then hopefully my book will be out and you'll be able just to grab that, and you'll have every reference that you need there, and you'll have 3 checklists and you'll be ready to roll. And then I had another checklist at the door as I was leaving, the things that I need to make sure: my purse, my wallet, my passport, etc. as well. So there's a lot to it, but I have done so much research, and now I just don't want it to be that complicated. I spent hours trying to figure out what to do and what not to do. And the truth is that there are stores everywhere around the world. The problem comes in if you have a really difficult head of hair, for example, if you have some skin issues and you need a certain product. So you have to kind of gauge how long you're going to be gone and how much of that product you're going to need. But I tried to do everything in one backpack and one carry-on, and I did do it.
Wow.
And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm so damn sick of this shirt, I could scream. I cannot wait to get home, and I'm finishing up my tour now in Mexico City. I am done in 6 days, and I cannot wait to spread my stuff out and get back and have a few more things to wear. And it's been an incredible journey, but my goodness, I am ready to get home. That's for sure.
So what kind of things do you do on your trips?
Well, I'm traveling with a company called Remote Year, and Remote Year is a company that was started because two individual male friends got together and said, we want to travel the world. We want to work remotely. And it is the future of travel, Jackie. They're office buildings are going to become a thing of the past, and people are going to work from home, and they're going to have assignments that they have to do at home. Meetings are going to be held just like we're holding a meeting now on Zoom. So it is the absolute future. And these guys knew that then. It's 5 years old, the company, and I'm traveling with a group of 28 professionals who work around the world. So we pay $2,000 a month, and that includes our rent, our workspace, which is where I'm contacting you from today. And it also includes one activity during the month that we do together that that goes with that, and our flight to the next country. So I am not doing the year-long leg, the remote year. I'm doing a 4-month Latin American tour, and it started in Santiago, Chile. Then it went to Lima, Peru, from there to Colombia, and from there to Mexico, which is where I'm finishing up my tour. And I am here. Most people are working. I can't work because I'm a hairstylist and salon owner, other than dealing with my channels. But I am touring, and we also have a positive impact in each country, which is a charity that is chosen for us before we get here. We can choose to be involved or not. For example, in Peru, we built a house in one day. And it was very, compared to a house back home, of course, that's not, but it's a very impoverished neighborhood where they had, it was a box, literally a box. And then it was on the top of a mountain. We had to do a manhole up the mountain of sand and cement. And the people were just so happy and so humble. And I chose to cut little girls' hair if they needed a haircut. And some of the little girls even donated a ponytail.
Wow.
To children with hairloss.org. And those are children around the world who are offered a free wig for any reason under the age of 21. It can be alopecia, it can be cancer, it can be burns, but they will make a wig, construct a wig for a child for free if they're under the age of 21. And these little girls, as poor as they were, donated their hair just to prove that no matter where you are in life, you can still give. And
Exactly.
incredible. Just incredible.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, that's just one of the stories, and we have one in each one of the countries. And so it's been an incredibly deep journey. It's been every bit of challenge. I've never cried so much in my life. I've never laughed so much in my life. I've never drank so much in my life. And I've eaten so many different foods from different countries and have so many wonderful stories. And so it's been incredibly rich, but it took a lot of planning. And that also means, being able to plan for the trip, being able to purchase it, being able to being able to save and prepare for it. This is not something that I did, in a spur of the moment. This is something I've been preparing for a long time. But I want to help people understand that they can do this. They just have to figure out the ways to do it.
Right.
And
It sounds like an amazing opportunity.
Yeah. And we had our people in our group were from age 25 to 66. So it has just been an incredible sociology experiment. There have been so many things that you sit on a van this time and you learn from this person, you learn from this. We've got two couples that are traveling together. We have people that got fired because they did this. We've got people who are experiments for their company. They're the first person ever in their company to go remote. I've got one guy who told me yesterday, he said, I'm selling my car when I get home. He said, I'm going totally remote. And one of the managers in the company says he's got a box at his parents' house and that's all he owns. So it's a lifestyle of minimalization. It's living in cultures where there's so much to learn and so much beauty. I mean, I have seen some of the most beautiful sights in the world, and I'm a huge fan of Latin Americans and Latin America, and so and travel period. So I'm very excited to share my journey.
Oh, it sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
You talk about your new website, your Empty Nester. What's going to be involved?
Well, my name is Melissa Twigg, and so I'm going to play on words, and I'm calling it MT Nester, and that's because both my boys are off to college now, and it's a whole new phase in life, and so I wanted to be able to. I'm nowhere near retirement. Not only do I not really think I'm there financially, I also don't think that I'm there mentally, and I can't imagine what I would do if I were just retired, period. And I absolutely love my job as well. I own a salon back home. And so I look forward to going back, but I also wanted to diversify and make sure. I'm having some back issues and leg issues. You know, I've been in the business now for 30 years, so you have to make alternate plans. So before I left, I started a Shopify store, and it's called emptynester.net. Well, it bombed. I launched it right before I left, and it just bombed. So I backed off of it. I've actually closed it down. I'm writing a couple of ebooks on how to travel and travel over 50, and also how to build your business fast as a hairstylist, that kind of thing. So I'm also about to launch, when I get home, I'm starting on self-defense jewelry. I had a very difficult time finding that when I left home. And so I think that that's going to be something that I'm focusing on when I get back home. So it's the store, it's there, it's not open. You know, being completely honest, I'm just I tried it, and I think I'll still sell some of the things that are in the store. It was mainly T-shirts, and I did shower curtains, which I'm still not giving up on. It's just that I had to leave, and I could not tend to it while I was there. So I got to get back and get refocused on that and kind of revamp the store. But that is that's a very technical thing, by the way. And so don't let people tell you, oh, that's Shopify. Just go open a store, because there's so much to it you do have to do. And then Etsy and that kind of thing. There's a lot to it, but you can do it. And it's all on YouTube University. You just go there and type in, how do I start? How do I have a Shopify store? How do I sell things online? How do I sell on eBay? How do I sell on Amazon? And I'm an affiliate now with Amazon. So when I do my beauty channel and my beauty and inspirational channel, I'll test a product and I'll put a link to it. And then I get credit for that product on Amazon. So there are ways. Mm-hmm.
You mentioned self-defense jewelry. Mm-hmm. What's that?
Well, my family was extremely concerned. My family and friends and clients were extremely concerned because they haven't been to South America, but, they watch the news and they hear this or think that, we all have images in our mind of, say, Africa or South America. Oh, it's dangerous. They think about guerrilla warfare and that kind of thing. So people were very concerned about me. So to make them feel better, I went and shopped for self-defense jewelry, and that's just jewelry that you wear that you could turn into a weapon if you needed to. So the only thing I found was extremely unattractive or would not make it through the year. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to design some styles and do a test market on them. And I've already got that underway. So that will be my next big project, that in the ebooks. And those are ways that I'm going to attempt to be able to work remotely and be able to travel more in the future. And plus have something set up for when I do retire, something, that's an automated income where you can make money while you sleep, which of course is our ultimate goal, right?
That's it, exactly.
Yeah. Wake up, orders.
Maybe that Shopify website will be your new New one for your jewelry.
Oh, it absolutely will. Yeah, there's just it was a lot to do. Gosh, I had a lot to do before I left, including all the goodbye parties and loving on each other and all that stuff. So it was, it was a crazy time. So I said, I need to back off because I was not fully prepared. So I'm going back and getting back into that. But I've got a lot of work cut out for me when I get home, and I'm excited about that. I've been relaxing technically for 4 months now, so I'm really excited to get back.
Nice. It's always good to get back, I guess. Once you've done things for a little while, it's good to get away, but it's nice to come back.
It is, and I'm very fortunate. I've had clients who gave me permission to leave. They've followed me on Facebook. They've experienced all the pictures and all the experiences that I've had. And it's just the right amount of time, I think, just enough for me to be away long enough to miss being home and come back ready to go crazy work for the people who allowed me to escape life for the last 4 months in the first place. So I'm extremely excited about that, and just excited about the next chapter. Period. Empty nesting can be a great move. It's you got to be prepared and you got to handle it. But there's absolutely life after kids. Yeah.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
But thank you very much. I will let you go now.
Okay.
It's been a lovely time chatting with you.